Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. So firstly, I wanted to apologise for not getting a vlog up at the weekend. There is a very good reason for that, and that is because I was having a little bit of a lack of sojo, shall we say. Basically at the weekend I decided that I was going to spend Sunday. I had the whole of Sunday to myself to be able to sew up some lovely bits and pieces. My husband was at work, the son was up in his bedroom on his computer as per usual, so I had lots of free time, which was just great that I could just dedicate to sewing. And it just went wrong, one thing after another. Basically I had cut out another Takara dress, which is what I'm wearing tonight. You've seen this in one of my earlier vlogs. Cut that out ready to sew up, and I had also cut out a cord version of the Butterick skirt. I'll be showing you it again shortly, but basically yes, I'd got those cut out ready to sew up. And the Butterick skirt has a facing, not a waistband, and I just decided to plough through. Didn't need to read the instructions. I've made this skirt hundreds of times, and got carried away at my sewing machine. And then when I'd got the zip in and I was fiddling about with the facing, but I was using it as a waistband, and then I'd already understitched it, I'd put it on the wrong way round, I'd overlocked it, it was all put in, and I couldn't understand why the waistband didn't fit until I eventually realised because it doesn't have a waistband. I was trying to use the facing as a waistband. So I had to try and unpick it all. Got myself in a little bit of a pickle with it and just whizzed straight through the cord with my seam ripper. So that went in the bin. So I stepped away from the sewing machine, gave myself some time to calm down, turned to a little bit of knitting, and then came back to it later in the afternoon. And I thought, right, I'm going to sew up the Takara. Sewed up the Takara dress, put the neckband on, and realised I'd missed a little bit, and when I went to sew it back on I got the neckband all twisted. It was really, you know, one of those really slinky drapey knits that are really difficult to handle, so the neckband was curling, and no, it just, yeah, that looked a mess. So that went in the bin in a fit of rage as well, and yeah, that was my Sunday. So basically I ended up with nothing sewn up on Sunday, and really wasn't in the mood for vlogging at all. So that explains why I didn't get a video up at the weekend. So please forgive me for that, because I do like to try and get a video out to you guys twice a week. So here I am, midweek. And what I thought I would do tonight, I've been at work all day, is just go over a few bits and pieces that's on my radar at the minute with you, and talk a little bit more about my plans for the rest of February as well. I'm thinking about doing sort of a midweek chattery type vlog moving forward. I've been thinking a little bit more about this channel and how to move it forward, and I want to do content for you guys that you're interested in and that you like. And I know Vlogmas was really well received, and obviously I don't have time to vlog every day with working and family life, etc. But I thought a midweek chattery type thread of maybe what I've been up to, with a little bit of crafty content in there you might be interested in. Let me know anyway in the comments below what kinds of things you like. I'm more than happy to do that. So anyway, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is, well, the first thing I wanted to say was a huge thank you for all your comments on my fabric haul, fabric hoarder vlog that I put up last week. I am so pleased that many of you out there are exactly the same as me. I know that there are lots of people that do accumulate lots of fabric, and I think I felt that I was probably one of the worst, if I'm honest, but you guys have reassured me that it's not just me, so thank you so much for that. I think as well I do feel partly guilty, I guess, because I know lots of people, it's so oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. It's very acute how we're talking about sustainability and environmentally friendly and thinking about what we purchase and all that kind of thing, and so that does seem a little bit anathema to hoarding lots of fabric, and I do feel really guilty about that. But you know, I also think on the other flip side of that is that I'm keeping lots of people in business. You know, that's not such a bad thing, is it? So anyway, thank you for all your comments on that video. And I just wanted to also just point out, a few of you mentioned about my hubby and that, you know, I earn my own money and all that kind of thing. Please, please, my husband is amazing, okay? And I really don't want you to get the wrong end of the stick. What I said about keeping it quiet from my husband was said a bit, well, it was said very tongue-in-cheek. My hubby is, you know, he never complains about anything I ever do, any hobbies I've ever had, any interests I've pursued. And there's been quite a few over the years that I've started, got heavily involved in, bought loads of kit for, and then it's sort of fallen by the wayside a little bit. Sewing fortunately never has, and yeah, he's never ever complained, so he has no issue with me spending my money on whatever I want to spend it on. So please be reassured that was said very tongue-in-cheek. Okay, so the other thing before we have a look at some of my plans for February is, guess what's back tonight in the UK? If you are in the UK, or even if you're not in the UK, you must have heard, because it's all over Instagram, it's all over Facebook. The Sewing Bee, the Great British Sewing Bee, starts again tonight at 9 o'clock, and I am really excited. It hasn't been on for a couple of years. I think the original series, the first series, which starred Tilly and Lauren from Guthrie and Garney, was back in 2012, I think, and it was the following year, 2013, was it? Or maybe it was the year after, I'm not sure. Whenever, it was the year after, it was the second series that actually really got me into sewing. And yeah, the last couple of years there hasn't been a series, and I think basically because sewing is becoming more and more popular now and more mainstream again, that the powers that be have listened finally, and the new series starts tonight. So I'm really looking forward to that. So are you guys watching it? I don't know if you guys that are not in the UK can get access to it. I'm sure you will be able to somehow. It's going to be on the internet, isn't it? So yeah, really looking forward to that. So yeah, got to have this vlog done, uploaded and whatnot by 9 o'clock tonight. So okay, let's move forward to my plans. So I've had a bit of a raid of my pattern stash and obviously my huge fabric stash to have a look at what I want to make this month. And I think the last couple of months have been more about quantity over, I don't want to say quality because that's not the right word, but over complicated patterns, I guess. So I've gone for the easy patterns, the tried and trusted, the basics, you know, like the Freyers, like the you know, the Cocos and the toaster sweaters and all that kind of thing. I've gone for the easy, quick to produce type things because I've needed that in my wardrobe, to be honest. But I'm starting to feel a little bit more, I think because we're coming towards the end of winter and towards spring, I'm feeling a little bit more that I'm wanting to just start making things that take a little bit more time, take a little bit more care, and are a little bit more involved, I guess. So if you remember, those of you that have been with me a while will remember last summer I made a pair of McCalls M7726, which is this pattern here. We'll just let that focus in. So this is a trouser pattern that was out, I think it came out last year, and I made this version here. It's a high-waisted trouser pattern and it's got a facing, pockets, lovely pockets, and yeah, there's various styles you can make: shorts, wide leg trousers, these are more sort of cocoon shaped, I think, and then there's the tapered leg. I made the wide leg trousers last year and I loved them, really loved them. But you know, those trousers that I made them in a pink linen, they're gorgeous, but I haven't tried them on because it's not summer, to be honest, and they're very summery trousers. But yeah, that waist was a size 10 and the rest of it was a 12. There is no way my waist will get into a size 10 at the minute. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I am planning to make the tapered leg version of these trousers, and I'm going to have to retrace the pattern, definitely, because there is no way I will get into a size 10 waist. I'm going to have to go up, definitely up at least one size, I think. But yeah, I'm planning to make, I want to have a go at the tapered leg version. And I've got this denim fabric. Now, I got this from Colville Fabrics, from one of their Sunday evening sales a few weeks ago, and it's described as black denim, and I suppose it is, but to me it doesn't feel like denim. It feels more like a denim print, if that makes sense. So if I just bring that in and show you, is that going to focus up? I think that's the best focused as we're going to get. But basically, if you can see, it has got like a denim print on it, but it's very, very lightweight, and it feels more, it's got some stretch to it in one direction across the horizontal, yeah, that way. You know what I mean. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to make it's nice, I really like it, and it was only, I mean, I've got 3 meters here and I think it was £10. It was really cheap. So for the tapered leg version, I think I'm going to make it out of this, because I think that'll look quite nice, and that little bit of stretch I think will just help things along a little bit. So my plan is to have another go at making those out of that. So that's the first plan I'm going to do. And I also thought that I would probably do a sew along of those trousers if you're interested. I've not done a sew along for a while. I think the last one I did was that Butterick jacket towards the end of last summer, and I know you guys like the tutorials, so I thought that as I make those, I'm going to do another tutorial sew along of that if you're interested. So again, let me know down below and I can plan that for this month. My battery light is flashing at me, so I'm just going to change that, so give me 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Okay, so the next plan that I have for February is to make this pattern. Now this is the Vogue V1379, which is a Tracy Reese pattern. I've had this in my stash for about 2 years now. This is it here. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous dress. So it's quite detailed actually. It's obviously quite a loose fitting dress with, I think it's an elasticated waistband, and it's got 2 splits at the front that are not too high, a yoke detail at the back with some gathering into there, and yeah, it looks really nice. Let me show you the back. So there are the line drawings there, if that focuses, so you can have a look. And I just think this is really, really pretty. Now this pattern says it's suitable for crepe de chine, lightweight fabrics such as lightweight linen, matte jersey as well, and it says it takes about 3 meters of fabric, and I can't understand that, to be honest. When I look at those line drawings, I don't understand how it's going to take 3 meters of fabric. But anyway, yeah, I've had this in my stash for a couple of years, not made it up yet, as a lot of my Vogue patterns actually I haven't made up yet, but a lot of them are a bit summery, and I thought this might be nice for spring. So looking in my fabric stash, I bought this fabric a couple of months back from the textile centre with the original intention of making a Eve dress from Sew Over It, but I've decided I'm going to use it for this pattern. So it's this gorgeous green, emerald green, with white flowers on it, and the centre of the flowers, I don't know if you can see, have got like a little yellow centre, and I think this will be really nice in that dress. I think I could, you know, wear it on an evening out or during the day or whatever. So this fabric is it feels like it's got no stretch in it. It's a bit like a crepe de chine, if I'm honest. On one side it's quite shiny, I don't know if you can see that, that's the wrong side, I guess, or I suppose you could use that side. It might be just a crepe back satin, but it's a very lightweight one, and then it's got the matte side, which is this side, which is a deeper green, which I think I prefer. So yeah, that's my plan with that fabric to make that dress. So I think that's going to look gorgeous. So that's my make number 2. Make number 3. Now Butterick have in the UK 40% off patterns at the minute. I'm not sure how long it lasts for. Did buy a couple of patterns, and I've decided that basically what I was going to do was I wanted something a bit like the Helen's Closet Blackwood cardigan. Still don't have that pattern, and when I was looking through the Butterick patterns I decided to buy this one. It's B6495, which is this pattern here. So this is the first one that I got in the recent Butterick sale, and I do think these patterns are quite good value because they have lots of options in one envelope. So in here we've got a top, a jersey top, a dress, a jumpsuit, cardigan and a pair of trousers, and it's this cardigan that I'm fancying making. It looks very simple, straightforward, just with a plain band around the neckline and the front. It's got no fastenings on there at all. And yeah, let me just show you the line drawings on the back. So I do quite like some of these. I like the band around the neckline. I think for spring, summer, that will be quite nice. The jumpsuit's quite nice too. Not really keen on the trousers. I don't think they're really my style. But yeah, I have in my stash again some knit fabric, which is just in a plain camel colour. This is it here. Again, I got this from Colville Fabrics a few months ago now. I've got 3 meters of it, which has just been languishing in my stash. Always intended to make a cardigan out of this, and yeah, I thought that would be quite nice. I only want it for work really, to wear over, you know, on a colder day, that kind of thing, to wear over a lighter top, lightweight top and trousers or whatever. So I thought that would be quite nice out of that. So that should be a fairly straightforward make, not too involved. Also, the other Butterick pattern that I bought in the recent sale is this one, B6427. So if you remember in my fabric haul video last week, I showed you some striped fabric that I said I wanted to make like a yoga top out of. When I was looking at the Butterick patterns, this just stood out to me straight away, because I think this really loose fitting V-neck top is perfect for exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. So again, this pattern, there's actually quite a few options in this pattern. You've got the hooded top, the V-neck top, you've got the longer tunic. It also includes a pattern for a pair of shorts and the sort of legging trousers as well, which is really good value. Let me just show you the line drawings there on the back. So you've got a lot of options again in this envelope. I think those shorts will be quite nice, just for lounging about in, or even, you know, doing yoga in if you're going to do yoga. I don't even do yoga, to be honest, but I really fancy that top. So just to remind you again, this is the fabric that I got from the textile centre. So yeah, so that again should be a fairly straightforward make. The only, let me just come back into focus. There we go. I think the only problem is going to be, or the only difficulty is going to be the V-neck band there, because I've only done a couple of V-necks and you really do have to be quite precise with them to make them look right. And I'm thinking, I've got striped fabric. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm sure I'll figure that out at some point during the month. And then the final item that I'm going to make, the final wearable item that I'm going to make, is a free pattern that I got from the internet, that I saw in one of the Facebook groups that I'm on. I saw a made up version of this and I just thought it was just lovely. So yes, this is it here. It's called the Posh Party Dress, and it's by Rebecca Page. And yeah, this is the dress here. It's really pretty. It doesn't look great on that picture there, but trust me, the picture I saw of somebody who'd made this up, it just looked absolutely gorgeous, to be honest. Much better than this. And the best thing about this is it's a free pattern. So this pattern can actually be used for woven or jersey fabrics, but the free version is only available for jersey fabrics. And the pattern actually, the size range for this pattern is from a lady's XX small to a 5XL. So, you know, all you guys out there that are curvier or even extra small, it's great to see some indie designers just expanding their size range. If I just tell you, if you can just have a quick look at the sizes, because obviously XXS and 5XL doesn't really tell you a lot about actual body measurements. The extra, it starts at a 30-inch chest right up to a 54-inch chest. The waist is from 24 inches up to 50 inches, and the hips are from 33 inches up to 57 inches. And because this free version is for jersey as well, you've got obviously a bit of give there, a bit of stretch. So it's really, I think it's a brilliant freebie, to be honest. So I'll leave the link down below for you to go and have a look. I've downloaded the pattern, I've cut it all out according to the size I want to make, and I've chosen my fabric. And the fabric that I'd got, again, was in my stash. I got this from the textile centre last year, I think, and it's a crepe jersey. So it's got good 4-way stretch, and it's in a lovely navy blue and white. Yeah, really pretty. So I'm thinking that that will look really quite nice in the Posh party dress. So the other thing, if I can just find the, let me just find it. I don't know if I've got it in here, but there is a picture of the line drawings somewhere. Don't know what the instructions are like yet, because obviously I've not made it up. But it's got like a keyhole back to it as well. It's like an empire line, I think. Yeah, I really like it. Why can't I find... Oh, why is it whenever you want something you just can't get to it? Oh, here we are. Right, so this is... There are the sort of line drawings for the dress. I don't know if you can see that very well. But yeah, it's got a keyhole back, a lovely fluted sleeves. When I say it's empire line, it's not really, is it? But I suppose it is, I'm not sure. And then just a gently fluted hem. So I think it will be really flattering on a lot of figures. So yeah, really looking forward to making that. And I'll let you know how that goes at the end of the month. So in addition to those planned makes, I'm also going to try and fit in a couple of quick sews again. I do still want to make the cord Butterick skirt. In fact, that's here. So the pattern that I was talking about earlier is this one, B4461. I've shown this to you guys before, and about, yeah, it looks ridiculous, let's be honest. This is just not going to turn you on, is it? Totally. But I've got this black cord in my stash. Again, this is a Colville special. I think this cost me £9 for 3 meters. It was really cheap, and it's a really nice cord actually. It's got a little bit of give to it, but not too much. Nice and soft, and I'm going to redo this skirt out of this lovely black cord, and try and make sure that I actually put a facing on this time instead of trying to turn a facing into a waistband. But yeah, my go-to skirt pattern, love it. So I'm going to make that one, and that should be a fairly quick make if I take my time, read the instructions properly, and don't try and race ahead. I also want to make another Freya from the leopard print jersey that I got from Sew Me Sunshine. I'll put a little picture of that just up here. And I want to make a Frankie tee out of some just plain duck egg blue jersey that I got from Fabworks. I want to make one of those. That should be fairly straightforward. So there's a couple of things that are going to be really straightforward that I can hopefully fit in amongst my other more complex makes for this month. Now finally, the other thing that I want to make this month is another project bag, because when I told you about how I ripped into that skirt on Sunday and I threw it in the bin, I decided that I could actually salvage some of the cord, and this wasn't expensive cord, and I've got a fair bit of it to be fair, but I salvaged a piece. So this was originally the front of the skirt, and what I did was I cut it off because it's got 2 darts at the top. I cut it off just below where the darts had been sewn, and I've still got a fairly sizable panel here, so I thought, you know what, I can use that to make a project bag out of, because I've also got this. How gorgeous is that? Ooh. Now, those of you that know me know that I adore flamingos. I just love anything with flamingos on. It's just amazing. And I follow a fabric shop called So Cute Fabrics. They have a physical store which is about half an hour from me, and they also have an online store as well, a Facebook group, that kind of thing. And she posted on Facebook this fabric when she got it in. It's 100% cotton, and to be fair, most of her fabrics are sort of quilting cottons. That tends to be what she caters for, but she does have a few dressmaking fabrics. But I saw this and just had to buy it. So I got half a metre, only with the intention of making a project bag out of it for my knitting. And yeah, I thought, you know what, I can do a 2-tone one, because the background of the flamingo fabric is black, and I thought I can use the black cord at the bottom. So yeah, I will fit a little project bag in somewhere along the line in February. So that's it. That's all my plans really from a sewing perspective. I've also, the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was about PDFs as well. I've had a bit of a nightmare in the fact that my laptop died a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if any of you have done this, and I know people have a love-hate relationship with PDFs, either sort of love them, hate them or whatever, but I do have a lot of sewing patterns that I've bought on PDF, and there are a few that what I tend to do is I don't always save them straight away. I'll buy them, and then obviously you get the email link, don't you, to tell you that it's yours and you can just go and download it or whatever. And if I'm not going to make it there and then, I think, yeah, I'll sort that later. And when my laptop died a couple of weeks ago, I had a bit of a panic because I thought, I don't know if I've still got some of these in my emails, or whether I'd saved them actually to my hard drive on my laptop, and a few of them I think I did, and I can't access them now. One of them was the closet case patterns Kelly, anorak and lining, which was a bit of a nightmare, but I'm so thrilled to say I just emailed closet case patterns and I just said, look, you know, is there any chance you can just check back through and resend me the link? They have done, which was just amazing. Another one that I bought was the True Bias Lander pants, and I was planning to make those. Now fortunately I did print off the PDF, but I didn't print off the instructions. So if any of you guys out there have actually got the Lander pants, would somebody be willing just to send me the instructions? I've got the pattern because I did print it off, and I can trace that, but I didn't save the instructions, and I could email True Bias and see if they'd send me them, but I just thought I'd ask you guys. But it's a bit of a lesson to me, isn't it, that when I buy PDFs, I need to actually save them onto a memory stick, and not just on my hard drive. Anyway, so yeah, that didn't go down too well the weekend either, on top of my sewing fails. Yeah, so that's about it from a sewing perspective. What time are we on now? It's 7 o'clock, so 2 hours to sewing bee. And yeah, the only other thing I was going to mention was I've got a few knitting things on the go at the minute, and I know that primarily my channel is all about sewing, but I was thinking about starting a knitting podcast as well. Don't get me wrong, dressmaking is still going to be my first love, and I'm still going to keep all these videos for my dressmaking projects on my channel, but I did think about setting up a knitting podcast as well to keep them very separate, so that you guys that are only interested in dressmaking know that my main vlogs will be purely dressmaking, and then the podcasts for knitting will be totally separate, and any of you guys that are interested in knitting would be able to just focus on that. So let me know if you're interested anyway, because as I say, I have got a few knitting-y things on the go, but I didn't want to flood these particular vlogs with my knitting things when I thought people might not be interested. So let me know what you think about that anyway. And yeah, so I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. Yeah, hopefully I will get cracking on some of these projects soon, and I'm hoping to be back at the weekend, fingers crossed if nothing else goes wrong. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will be back really soon. Bye bye.